Hello friends, this is Kevin aka K-Man1 coming at you with another episode of Pokemon FireRed version. In the last episode, we took care of a couple errands that we got sent to run in the Sevi Islands, and we came back to the mainland because we had no choice but to do so. And in this episode, as I promised, we are going to be tracking down the third bird of the trio. And where could it possibly be? Well, what's the only island we didn't thoroughly explore? I'll give you a hint, it was this one. So yes, we are here on one island, going bird hunting. And so something to note is that now, whenever you are on the Sevi Islands, you will have access to your normal PC functions. So, you can get HMs and stuff if you need them. I won't particularly need anything, I don't think. Here's Zapdos, by the way, so that's very nice. We have two birds. And truth be told, I don't normally catch, the legendary Pokemon on my personal playthroughs, just because I don't particularly care for them in this generation. Plus, I don't like going through the trouble of catching like really low capture rate wild Pokemon. So I don't know, just me personally. No judgment. If you, this girl honestly looks a lot like Misty. But yes. Here we are on Kindle Road, which is the path which will lead to the final legendary bird. In case I haven't been beating that point home enough lately, we're catching the final legendary bird in this episode. Well, the final legendary bird. Jerk. Cutting this trainer out. So yes, as I was saying, there are more legendary birds, but they were not introduced until a later generation. So we're not going to be catching them in this game, because they aren't in this game. But that was a max repel. And we are on our way to greatness. If you break those rocks with the move we don't have yet, then you can get an item. And if you are very, very careful with your timing, then you're going to be able to avoid these trainers. But since I know I'm going to mess it up, I'm just going to go ahead and switch Omelette to the front. So, let's do this. See, told you I would mess it up. Technically, these trainers aren't required, but if you're bad at the timing like I am, then you're probably going to have to end up battling them anyways, and I'm going to be one-shotting all their Pokemon, so whatever, I might as well show them. Actually, no, I'm going to cut them out, just because we have quite a little bit more road ahead of us. Alright, so took care of those two guys quite handily, which is cool. And here is a little cave with stuff in it. There's a hot spring. And so if memory serves, this serves as a full restore point. Yes, if you see it in the middle right here, then your Pokemon are fully restored. If you chuck this guy, then you get HM06, which contains Rock Smash, which is a move which will let you smash those tiny little rocks that I just pointed out a couple moments ago. I was going to say minutes, but I don't know how long it was if you cut out the battle with these two knuckleheads. But yeah. So we get that. And so that opens a handful of stuff to us, but it's not overly important, I think, to show like every single item in the game. Just because I'm going to miss some no matter what I try to do. But yeah. Anyways, we're past Kindle Road and on to Mount Ember. And if you talk to this guy, I'm pretty sure... Ooh, yes. Can you imagine if this volcano were to erupt? The explosion would be the end of us. How terrifying is that? Well, we're terrified. Would you like me to teach explosion? I'm pretty sure the only Pokemon... Oh, Omelette can learn it. I would enjoy using it on her, but I like her current moveset too much. And do we need strength to get through? I really hope we don't. We need strength to get through. I'll be right back. This item is an ether. Alright, and we are back in business. And so, we're going to go ahead and use strength to move this out of the side. And I brought Hitmonchan because Snorlax apparently can't learn Rock Smash. And I'm pretty sure we're going to need that as well. So, your mom was going to end up being useless to us, unfortunately. And sneaking past these trainers. There are probably a lot of items hidden in these rocks, and I forgot to throw up another repel. Or this Pokemon is just needlessly high level. It's needlessly high level. Ugh. There are so many high-leveled wild Pokemon in first gen, and this is just crazy. Oh, Mirror Move is kind of a cool thing, where it will copy the move. I don't know the exact mechanics of it because it's not something I've ever used, but it'll basically use the same move you used back on you. So it's pretty cool. And a lot of flying Pokemon learn it because I'm pretty sure it's a flying type move. So, you know. And working our way up here. Forgive me if I don't know this dungeon particularly well, but as I've said, I've never really gone out of my way to catch the legendary birds or any legendary Pokemon in normal playthroughs. This trainer's technically required if you want to catch this thing, so I guess I'll battle him on screen, but I'm not happy about it, and you can tell from the fact that I'm slowly turning southern. And he's using an execute. Well, I guess I'm switching. I kind of want to use Jaggleboo, but I'll use Jaggleboo. Whatever. So, there's this... Screw you and your stun spore. You know what? I wasn't gonna do it. I wasn't gonna do it. But you've wrought your own fate, and I see how it is. I see how it is. Execute. You know what? Fried eggs. That joke's never been made before, I'm sure. Except they wouldn't really be fried, because they'd just be like flambéed, I guess. Anyways, this guy has an Exeggutor, which shows that A, he has good taste in Pokemon, and B, he's a total copycat of me. But okay, Egg Bomb is a move that Exeggutor uses that I'm not personally using because it's a physical move, and Exeggutor doesn't have very good physical attack. So yeah. Anyways, there you can kind of... Why do standard trainers have items? I hate this game sometimes. But yes, unfortunately, Jaggleboof is not able to one-shot everything with Fire Blast, as I would have hoped, but it's okay, because he gets pretty darn close. I always think of Jigglypuff and Wigglytuff as being female, just because, I don't know. But Jaggleboof is more than capable of two-shotting Exeggutor. Why did a standard trainer have a full restore, though? What was the point of that? You're just delaying the inevitable. Whatever. I guess they just don't realize that they're extras in the grand scheme of things. And so we beat Pokemon Ranger Logan. Cool. And working our way up here, in this area, there are probably wild fire type Pokemon. I can't say with any level of certainty though. And so, straightforward path leading all the way up, and hopefully no trainers. I don't want to use the trainer card. But, throwing up a Super Repel. And, alright, hopefully no trainers, as I said already. Alright, and we are up at the top. And there's a strength puzzle if you want to get an item. And, I actually see how you're supposed to solve it, so I'll just go ahead and take care of this right quick. Boop, ba-doop, doop, doop. Sorry if this episode's been a little bit scatterbrained, but I mean, I'm usually more than a little bit scatterbrained, so it's not something you're unaccustomed to by any stretch of the imagination. And, bada bing, bada boom, we got a Firestone. Completely useless to us, but in case you wanted it, that's how you solve that puzzle. So, good for you, I guess. And if you come over here, then there's an item that you don't have to solve a puzzle for, and it is an Ultra Ball. Way more useful for me for what I'm about to do. So, if we come up and over here, then Repel's effect wore off, but it doesn't matter. And here we are at the summit of Mount Ember, and more strength puzzles. This one's a lot easier. It's just push. This one up, this one over, this one over, this one up, and all the way over. And hey look, it's a bird! Guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna save before catching it, because that's what we do here in the business. And since no frames have dropped in this recording yet, then I'm hopeful that that trend will continue. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna switch sample text to the front, and we're gonna talk to it, and it'll say the same thing that the other two said. And this is the legendary bird Moltres, which is a fire and flying type Pokemon. And I want to say it has very good balanced offensive stats, and does cool stuff like that. But it's not very strong defensively, so that's just something to keep in mind. And by virtue of its fire and flying type, it's weak to a lot of stuff. So that's just something to keep in mind if you are wanting to use it. I, as always, am not going to be using legendary Pokemon on my team just because I don't enjoy using them. I think they're a little bit overpowered and a little bit unfair. Plus, you get them at a very high level if you are to catch them as soon as possible. So, yeah. And this Moltres knows Flamethrower, so, oh, cool. It also has Endure. So, Endure is a move which will always make you hold on with 1 HP, and I'm not going to be able to get the thing. The paralysis is what that status is called. But, what I was saying is that you can get it to hold on with 1 HP if it uses Endure. So if you can manage to predict that correctly, then awesome, good for you. Very cool. I'm gonna go ahead and use a full restore on Jaggleboof just so I don't have to be annoyed by the paralysis, and so I can try to get Sing off a little bit more easily. By the way, I stocked up on healing items off screen, just because I felt I needed some, and I was going to forget to do it if I waited until later, so I went ahead and took care of that off screen. And so it uses Endure, which is fine by me. I take damage from Fire Spin, and we go for the Sing one more time. Hopefully I'll be able to tank this pretty nicely, and it did a lot of damage. Well, I hope I can catch it quickly now, or else this will be a problem. And so I want to say Moltres has only used 3 of its moves so far. It's used Fire Spin, Endure, and Flamethrower. So I don't know what its 4th move is, and we might never find out if we're lucky. And it looks like... Okay, I mean I'll take it, but why am I having such an easy time catching these legendary birds? Like, Articuno was the longest, and even that was only like... What? That was only like 17 tries, I think it was? And Zapdos took a couple more tries because it technically took 2 recordings in order to like actually catch it. But I'm having like a ridiculous... Cutting out this battle. Face my sheer cold for interrupting the flow of my episode. You too face the wrath of Barbara Manatee. Alright. So, but yeah, I'm having... Why did I have so much luck catching the legendary bird? You can run into wild Pokemon if you use Rock Smash. And it's the most annoying mechanic in the world because they're always super low level and not worth your time at all. See, I can't even enjoy how easy of a time I've been having with catching these legendary birds because I keep getting interrupted by stupid stuff. But that is our 3rd and final legendary bird, and I'm actually going to go ahead and check what its 4th move is, since I am curious. And it is... Also, I want to go ahead and get Molster back from the PC box, because he is the one I deposited to pick up someone to use Strength and Rock Smash. And so, let's see. Its last move was Agility. So it seems like all of them know Agility, and then just whatever their other moves are. That was a burp. Not ashamed. So, that's the 3 legendary birds, caught in way fewer attempts than I thought would be necessary. So, in this episode, we explored one island and got ourselves the final legendary bird. And in the next episode, we're finally going to take on Gym number 8. See you guys then.